how do we make these video videos media reach people outside of Ergo? Well, what Joe and I did, that is one of the main ways you do it. You go out there, you go to other communities. If you want to do it organically, of course, you can go and pay for advertising. You can go and get, and I'm still working on getting us a more cohesive marketing strategy. Something more like a PR marketing strategy. But again, with an ecosystem like Ergo, I believe it is. I mean, look, we got ourselves into this. Okay, we're decentralized, right? We were a fair launch. We're decentralized. We don't have like the guy, right? There isn't the guy. A lot of these ecosystems have like the guy. It's like a Vitalik, or they have a Charles, or I mean, in our ecosystem we have a few guys, but we don't have the guy. So you have to kind of organically introduce people into the ecosystem, which takes longer, but I believe it's a lot more effective to do it versus to kind of just go out there and plaster, Ergo everywhere. And people going to say, well, what's Ergo and why should I care? And then we explain why they should care, and they might not care, because it's what we have to offer is a lot of it is nuanced. And that is what makes us special, but that is what also makes us kind of almost married into this organic growth. But I believe that is in the long run, that is going to be our one of our, and it is one of our greatest strengths, because of this organic growth. It grows organically and it stays, right? A lot of this growth stays because in a lot of ecosystems, you got this like huge boom, right? Something happens, somebody dumps a bunch of money into it, people start pumping, people start FOMOing into it, it explodes, it grows inorganically, and then it starts collapsing because it just didn't build up this momentum, the proper momentum to sustain the growth. What we're doing is building up momentum to sustain the growth. So we just need to go out there. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of community people that are engaging right now into just going out there and teaching people about Ergo. That's very great. It's creating content. There's also ways of joining spaces, joining podcasts, all these different places where new people are at, right? And just telling about Ergo, people like myself, people like Joe, people like Alex, people like CW, other people in the ecosystem can join these spaces, can join these talks where you have other community members from outside, from Cardano, from maybe Algorand, from Ethereum, whatever, and just talk to them, tell them about Ergo, because every time, and Joe can vouch for this, every time we go out there and we start talking about Ergo to people who don't know about Ergo, we don't get pushback, right? I mean, Joe, we don't really get pushback. But it's always like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, I think the most important thing to say here with this question is just one word: education. And I think that with Ergo, I really respect Alex and our community for looking at just core principles. Are things open source? That's important. Are the assumptions of it known? That's important. And while they are somewhat basic and foundational, I would say that as the space has developed, things have really shifted away from just the first principles that started cryptocurrencies in general. Now we have, it's closed source, and, you can't see anything, you can't understand your assumptions. And it kind of gets into like the trust me, bro situation, which has hurt a lot of people, So I do think that the simplicity of having an open source community that's looking to solve things in a way that's actually decentralized and has transparent assumptions is refreshing.